This is Bear With Us podcast.
Can we add Gurrrl? I mean, we aren't all manly like you.
Okay. How's this? This is Bear With Us, girl.
No. More like Gurrrl, like a glitter bear.
This is Bear With Us, girl.
Perfect. This is Bear With Us, Girl, where we stir the honeypot with hot topics, body issues, the adult industry.
Fashion, news, pop culture, pup culture, and more.
From the bear perspective.
For and by the community.
I can barely stand it. Get it?
You're unbearable.
Every time.
I now also have that opening memorized in my head where I just hear it at night when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, well, it's quite popular. It's everywhere.
Is it?
Yeah. At all the bars, everybody's picking up each other doing that. No, I wish.
So how have you been? It's been a little while.
It has been a little while. I've been traveling all over the place.
Where'd you go to?
I was in Florida. I was in North Carolina. And I tell you, I don't know if you've seen that Instagram passenger shaming.
No, what's that?
It shows awful people on planes, how they have like their feet sticking out or they're not wearing their masks or whatever. And it's hours and hours of just scrollable like content.
Why is that, by the way? I've had so many passengers where I'm sitting and I see a lone,
Ooh.
sockless, like footless foot come up on my chair.
Yes.
And he just swat at it like a bug and they're shocked.
Yeah, that's passenger shaming. Also, when a girl's with the hair, put the hair back and it's like on your screen and then they put their chair back. It's like, girl.
That's when I just softly, without them knowing, just start braiding it together and not like tied to the chair. So when she gets up, she can't get off.
Well, one of the videos on passenger shaming, the guy kept asking her to put the hair, and she wasn't. She was a complete bitch. So he put gum in her hair as the flight went on, and she got up and with her little backpack and all that, and she trotted off, and she had those gum in her hair.
I love that.
So, but traveling so much, and you travel a lot too. This is literally happening on planes. There were fights. There was bullshit, smelly people. When I was a kid, my grandma would make us wear a suit on the plane, and you would sit there, and that's how you would go on a plane.
I mean, but also when you guys were kids, that was also when planes were bigger, nicer, and experienced. And now it's just a floating bus.
Yeah,
that.
It's true. I mean, the seats are getting smaller and smaller. Now they're made out of plastic, even. So I don't know what are we going to be flying on in the future.
Like I told you, it's literally a bus that for some reason you decide to pay $1,000 for.
Lord. Anyway, and also when other people book your travel because, they're paying for you to come out, they book like at 6 a.m. flight, whatever. It's like, who's waking up at 6 a.m? That's what time my flight was.
I hate when I have a gig and they're like, we'll pay for your flight. And I start thinking, I'd rather just pay for myself and earn the miles because you're going to book a flight
that's true.
that has like 3 layovers, 2 different airports, a different airline.
That's exactly it. And then you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the gig.
Exactly. You're like, I'd rather just pay for myself and do a tax write-off.
Yeah. And plus, I want to pay for the upgrade for a better seat or whatnot. And it's just a mess. Anyway, but thanks for booking me at your gig. A shout out to our sponsors. The show is brought to you by Cybersocket.com, the ultimate resource for gay erotica, now newly designed after 25 years strong. Visit Cybersocket for adult star exclusive interviews, movie reviews with free clips, fun contributions from a team of bloggers, event listings, and the very popular Top 5 columns featuring advice for the bedroom. Go to Cybersocket.com.
And we are also excited to be a media partner for Bear World Magazine. Bear World Magazine is now 9 years old and the only lifestyle magazine celebrating the global bear community in all its glorious, diverse beauty. If you have not done so already, head over to bearworldmag.com to check out the great berry content. And also, sign up for the Wolf Report, their new weekly newsletter packed with berry news and gossip.
Mm-hmm. I have to say something on that note, just to get the show going.
You have some very good gossip?
Well, it's not even good gossip. It's, I told you that I got some hate messages from Brogan's episode.
Yes. Whenever you said we got hate messages, I got anxiety. I was like, dear God, are we canceled? What do we do? What do we say?
I mean, you and I could get canceled from ordering, at Del Taco because we have an opinion about everything. But the messages that poured through, and I really think this comes from a place of jealousy, but they're like, they're not bears. They're just guys with muscles that might have hair. I got this comment from 4 different people, 3 of which I know, like, from my friends that listen to the show. And it's like, it came from such an awful place. And how many times have we talked on the show about diversity and inclusivity in the bear community? It's like, what does a bear really mean? And it's just because somebody's fit that they can't be part of our bear community. But there was this, like, outrage, like, you have a bear podcast and then you're, talking to somebody with muscles.
Well, and also, here's the thing. We have a bear podcast, but it doesn't mean that every single person has to be a bear or the bear stereotype or category. It can just be anybody who's part of the bear community. Brogan is part of the bear community because all the events that he actually goes to are the bear events. He doesn't like the circuit parties. Like, he goes to the bear events, he dates bears. So I call that at least bear adjacent.
Well, and he dates bears and he films with bears, and talk about inclusivity. I mean, that's great, but I really think it comes from jealousy. People are jealous that, that you and Brogan are muscle guys and you get to have sex with pretty much anybody you want.
And the thing is, like, that jealousy just holds you back because I know Brogan. He probably would sleep with you. Like, instead of being insecure, you would just go up and be like, I heard you like bears.
Rawr.
Rawr.
You think the jazz hands would work on Brogan?
I mean, maybe not the jazz hands, but, be like a bear and be like, I'm a bear.
Yeah. Because I think what Brogan's, I don't know him as well as you do, but I think he responds to confidence. And don't we all?
Yeah. So this is what I always tell people, because they'll always say, like, oh, like, they only like him because of this or that. I'm like, the hottest thing you can be is confident. Because I have seen guys who maybe they aren't, the perfect body or all those things. But when you just own up to what you are with just such confidence, people are attracted to that because that's what everybody wants at the end of the day. They want to be confident, so they go after what they want to be.
True. And there's a huge difference between being confident and being cocky.
The thing
Huge
is,
difference.
Well, and also, cocky usually does not come from confidence.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. On that note, I cannot wait to talk to our guest today, because when I saw him pop up in your content, remember I texted you like immediately? I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's going to be happening with pretty much every guest I book. You're always like, I'm like, calm down. This is why I separate you and the guest.
Seriously, we couldn't get farther apart. I'm a stalker.
And of course, right after you got hate messages saying that your guests aren't bears, we have somebody who is not a bear, but still supports the bear community.
Now, would he be considered a wolf?
Yeah, but he's not hairy, though.
So what's a hairless wolf?
I don't think that exists. I think a hairless wolf would be more like, that sounds like a rodent. Which I do not want to refer to a guest as a rodent.
Yeah, no. Maybe we'll have to create one.
Well, we're going to ask him what gay animal he is. And
Okay.
our guest we have is Rain. Rain came into the adult scene in the early 2020, started by creating solo content and releasing it on fan sites. Soon after, Rain made his gay professional porn debut in Get a Room 2, Raging Stallion's gay clothing optional resort all-sex feature film at CCBC in Palm Springs. How do I know that place?
We all know that place.
Rain, who's a former competitive swimmer, swim coach, and lifeguard, was born and raised in Central Florida. Aside from porn, Rain is an advocate for mental health and equal rights. He enjoys trying new things, especially new foods, and spends most of his days with his wonderful Frenchie, Callie.
Please welcome Rain. It's Rain and Men. Now, I have to ask, the simple, stupid question that adult stars get asked over and over and over, but I love the behind the scenes. It's why one name, like Cher, Madonna, and Rain? What does Rain mean to you, besides, the obvious?
All right, so I actually had to sit down with the CEO for Falcon and everything, and we had to come up with a name, and all the names were so horrible.
Can you name some of them?
Listen, I can't even tell you the names. Oh my god!
Like Rod Roddingstein.
It was horrible. It was horrible names. Just know they were really bad. Very gay, not gay, but very porn star names.
Like Jack Johnson.
Yeah, shit like that. And I was just this isn't gonna work. And so, reason for Rain is because my actual name. Am I gonna say that?
It's your choice.
It's your choice.
I'm not gonna tell you my real name. Okay. So my actual real name is the name of a king. So Rain, you reign over things. So I was like, that fits. So we went with it.
Oh, so your name is King Arthur.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Caesar.
King Edward III. That's his name.
King Elizabeth.
Oh,
Don't play with me.
No, so all right, back to the earlier issue we have trying to figure out the gay animal. What gay animal would you claim to be?
What gay animal would I be?
Somebody with strength.
That's such a hard
You've never like said like, what emoji would you use to describe yourself as an animal?
I use a gorilla.
Well, that's what you are then. You're a
I
gay
use
gorilla.
a gorilla.
But they tend to be like
Big.
stockier.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he's big.
I lost weight.
I found it.
So it's a gorilla on keto.
It's a gorilla on keto.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I'm slim fit.
Now, I have to tell you, Teddy Bear and I both have many friends in the industry, and the road for some to become an exclusive or to become as popular as you become so quickly, it takes a while. It takes quite a while. But it seems like you were handpicked and like you were sat down and it's like, you're going to be our exclusive and we're all focused on you. How did you get to that point? You kind of jumped a few steps.
You kind of literally just fell into it and was like, oops, I'm famous.
Honestly, I really don't know. I was just like, you know what, man, I'm gonna do this OnlyFans stuff. And then I collabed with Cole Connor, and Cole was just telling me about, he was like, I work for Falcon, blah blah blah. I was like, I want to do porn. That sounds fun. And so the director Tony DeMarco reached out and was like, hey, we're shooting a movie in Palm Springs. You want to come down and film the scene? Listen, before the scene was even finished, Tony was like, oh, we're going to make you an exclusive.
Wow.
He was like, we want you to be on Falcon. Like, we're going to sit you down. We're going to talk to the CEO. Like, this is happening. And I was like, all right, cool. So, yeah. And I talked to the CEO and it was like, and it was basically we're going to make you popular. You're going to be the guy. And I was like, and ever since, it's been cool.
Have some of the other stars looked at you like, the new kid on the block is already an exclusive?
Okay.
Spill the tea.
No other porn stars have been said. They've only congratulated me. Like, that's it. There's people who've been in the industry and who wanted to be exclusive. They've only congratulated me. I don't know what they said behind my back, but
there's a lot of not about you, but what I've learned especially last month. They're all chatting about each other. It's like, is anybody safe?
Shady. They be talking. I'm like, oh my God, these girls are vicious. Like,
I mean, I do want to ask you, do you notice because I have an opinion on this, have you noticed that there is a little bit of a clique between studio stars and OnlyFans stars? Because some certain groups hang out all together and don't hang out with other groups?
I hang out with everybody.
Well, that's why I like you.
I don't do the cliques. Like, I've always been that way. I've always like been with everybody. But there are like, so you see people who do, because people who do OnlyFans, like people who do studio porn. People who do studio porn look at people who do OnlyFans as like, girl, easy day. That's easy work. That's nothing. Like, because you've done studio porn. It's not easy. It's
8-hour days.
It's like 8 hours. Different doing this. Oh, we got to reshoot this position from this angle. Do it again. All right, now time for our cum shots. All right, you need to hurry up and come. We only got an hour at this house. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So there's a little and people who became like very popular because of OnlyFans. I guess there was like a little slight envy from like maybe from studio because like they didn't really have to put in the work. Like people who do studio had to like really like it's not easy. Like you put in work when you do studio scenes. So.
Well, I've heard that there's some kickback of even the use of the word porn star.
Yes.
And so, like, Teddy, I know that you will probably never film for a studio. You're quite prolific and very popular, in filming your own content. Would you label yourself a porn star?
I would, but what kind of does frustrate me is the porn industry will not. So, like, for example, like when it comes to like the porn awards, I'm not going to be nominated, although I have actually been nominated for the GAVNs for Best Bear every year. Haven't won yet. But as far as like other categories, it's just never going to happen because porn awards are made for porn companies because also porn companies are the ones that pay for the awards. That's just the truth. That's not.
I am silent on that. I have no comment, but
that's not tea, but that's just how it is.
Is it? There might be a little tea there.
Well, it's not tea though because it is just fact. That's just how the award system works, and I don't blame it. I'm just saying that like I'm never going to be able to be a part of it because I literally can't.
Well, it's so wrong because how the awards are kind of presented, and I know certain porn personalities get very excited when they get a nomination and when they get a win. But I know from behind the scenes of having interaction with many of the awards out there, a lot of times the studio will literally send over a list and be like, here's who we want nominated, here's who's going to win, how much is a sponsorship for the award show, how much is a table, and it's all tied into that. Cybersocket, we're doing the awards totally different this year because we have new owners. That's something that we're definitely not going to be doing, where we're actually going to be counting the votes, and we're actually going to be mindful about the nominations. So number one, that they're inclusive and they represent who's actually doing the work, not just who's the pretty face, but who's doing the work in the industry from all aspects of the adult industry, from even business owners. Like, you have your side hustle. There should be an award for that. There should be an award for adult entertainers who host a podcast. It should be all, rather than just the same categories over and over, that we see the same names. There's no change.
Yes, and that's what bothers me. And I know this sounds like I'm hating on it or it's out of jealousy, and it's not. It's out of just more frustration of, like, you see the awards and it's the same people every single year. And I know the people who are also in studio work who I'm like, there's many other names out there, and there are many other different types of bodies, filming styles, that should be getting nominated or put up there, and it's not. It's literally the exact same guys, the exact same porn companies every single year. That's just not exciting.
I can also say something else about that whole process. The people making the decisions are at the top, usually don't even watch adult content. They have no idea who these people are. And for some of the gay awards, it's straight people that are kind of running it that don't know. They're like, who's the top gay performer? And they'll ask some random gay person who happens to watch these kind of actors only, you know?
Which is why I don't understand, like, why aren't those award shows literally just fan votes? I even think, my personal opinion, I think the Oscars should be fan votes outside of just the industry even. I think it should just be, like, people in general. Like, that I think has more appeal and, like, value.
Well, and they have the People's Choice Awards. It's one of the least watched award shows. Isn't that funny?
Sad, except for you're like, well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Talking about how this kind of mirrors mainstream, we just had the nominations for the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice Awards. Every review, every audience member on Rotten Tomatoes has Forsaken House of Gucci, right? Worst performance, Lady Gaga. Worst performance, Jared Leto. Worst. Every review. There's not one good review out there for this film. Golden Globe nomination for Lady Gaga. Critics' Choice Awards, Jared Leto, who got torn apart. He'd probably get a Razzie this year, and Lady Gaga. So it's like there's some disconnect as to all of the reviews, and then to these nominations.
Is there a disconnect? Yeah. Is there a disconnect or a payoff?
That's
it's
what I mean.
Definitely a payoff.
Like, and I'm a Lady Gaga fan, but that was a payoff. Just like when she won her award for American Horror Story, I was like,
she was so good in American
Girl,
Horror Story. We're not doing this.
I love Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga, but I also love the craft of acting.
Yes,
she was great in A Star Is Born.
Playing herself.
Oh my God.
Oscar Mayer.
That was a good movie too.
But American Horror Story
was
one
not
long,
the same as Oscar.
American Horror Story was one long MTV music video. That's all that was. I'm not sure she was the best actor.
There was other seasons. Stop.
Roanoke? She had like 10 minutes in the field, but she's like, "Where's my paycheck?"
That's true.
All right, did you see House of Gucci?
I haven't watched it yet. I want to.
I have a screener. You can have it. I'm using it as a coaster.
Oh wow. We're not gonna do Gaga like that.
No, she's extremely talented.
She's so talented.
But I wonder if she's gotten so much in her bubble, just like Ellen has. You have to admit her personality has changed in her interviews. Her energy has changed in her interviews. I mean, I think it's affected her acting because she's in this Lady Gaga bubble where she thinks that she's
that girl.
Yeah, and she used to be the bullied kid doing musical theater in high school because she looked weird, she sounded weird. That's who she was. That's where she came from. That's why I think her fans affixed themselves to her so much when she first hit the scene because she was one of us. She was a monster, you know? Yeah. And now she's so removed for that.
What I think she personally, career-wise, would be an incredible move for her and for like her genre of what type of acting she probably is best in is for her to do either a musical adaptation in a movie or just to do Broadway. Like, because I feel like
is not gonna do Broadway.
Gaga?
No.
She was supposed to do Funny Girl.
Really?
Yeah.
And who said no to that? Was that?
No, it's because she got too busy doing movies, right. And I think the production fell through. I wonder if it was just before COVID or something happened, and now it's that actor who was in Impeachment. Now she's doing Funny Girl, but it was supposed to be Gaga.
I could see Gaga doing that and doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when her career slows down.
I don't think it means your career is going down to do Broadway.
No, I'm not saying that, but like,
But I mean, the payment. I mean,
it was like Broadway payment is not
yeah.
Hollywood. Like you're not getting.
I mean, but Erica Jane did Broadway.
Who?
That's Gaga's rival.
Erica Jane was so bad, COVID came in and said, "We're shutting you down." Like that's what happened. Now, Rain, I want to know what your relationship with sex was before you got into the industry.
Baby, I was just your average little pretty hoe. Just out here going to these parties and fucking.
So it was like, but like from childhood, you just kind of knew about your sexuality. You started having.
Well, probably not childhood.
No, right.
Like hopefully not.
Right.
Well,
Definitely
no,
not
but
childhood.
but we all, when you started to discover that, you might have different inclinations.
So I did not have sex until I was like 19.
How old are you? No.
I'm 30.
Okay.
So my first time having sex I was 19, but I jumped feet first. I did a threesome, like.
Oh damn.
Yes, and I was such a homewrecker. It was a boyfriend, it was a couple, and I kind of like ruined that relationship. Yes, I was so bad. Oh my goodness, God forgive me.
Are they still together today?
They are not. Absolutely. Listen, that relationship was gonna end regardless.
That one guy's watching your movies like, "Argh!"
So sorry.
Just hate jerking off
Yeah.
angrily. You did this
Sorry.
to me.
But I mean, I was like very twinkish, like when
I know. I wish we had your picture of it.
Oh my
Like he used to be a twink.
twink.
Like no meat on those bones.
Nothing. Baby feet for 10 cents a day.
wow.
You could have saved me.
Sarah McLachlan plays in the background.
That's so inappropriate.
Angelina would have adopted me, honey. I needed some food. Like, I needed to eat. I look at my pictures like, girl.
Wait, so when did you start like putting meat on your bones?
Oh my God. When I moved from Japan to Florida, I had time to like go to the gym and stuff, so I started eating, and then I started going to Miami a lot. You see the girls down in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, let me step it up a little bit. Let me get it together. So I started focusing on my fitness and my health, and I put a little weight on, and became a little cute. And then OnlyFans happened, and I was like,
I got to keep adding on.
I was
Shit.
like, okay, I really got to maintain this like physique because the girls are paying. like that's my coin. My fitness is my coin. So.
Now, being an exclusive, do they check in with you as to like, do they tell you like, hey, you're looking a little lean, or do they? Because I've heard people lose their contracts just like that, and they're never told why. But behind the scenes, everybody else knows it's because they got a little fluffy, they got a little old, something.
They've never said anything to me, but I've been told like how I look when I sign into my contract is how I have to maintain.
Yeah.
Like I had a beard, so I can't shave my face. Or I had a little hair on my butt, and like they was like, you got to keep everything the same.
Wow.
So I wouldn't go get some new tattoos either. Like I think I have to ask about that as well. So
Really?
yes,
You have to get like approval for it.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I guess that's fair. So you don't get like anything super offensive. They're like, well, we can't film you now.
Yeah. Well, I heard of an incident where somebody had filmed a scene with someone. He had like a swastika on his hand, and they didn't notice until.
Oh,
after
who
the-
doesn't
How do you
notice
know
that?
that?
Come on. It's like Alec Baldwin. I didn't know there was a bullet in there.
They
Come
didn't
on.
notice it. They said they didn't notice it, and like the scene came out, and like they got so much backlash. So
That's how you end a company.
yeah.
I have to ask, what was it like living in Japan? I think you lived there for a year.
I lived there for 2 years.
Do you ever miss it?
Listen, Japanese people are the best people on this earth. Like they are so nice, so kind. You would never find the hospitality that Japan has anywhere else in the world. I was on the train I was on the subway, and I dropped my wallet. I had $200 cash, all my credit cards, everything in there. Baby, dropped it on the train, went up 2 stations, found it. Somebody had turned it in with everything still in it.
Wow.
Imagine if you did that here.
No, there's no
Imagine.
way.
Imagine.
As it's falling out of your hand, somebody literally
Yeah.
just
They
grabbing
would
it.
have been taking it out.
Yeah.
They would have been taking it
Somebody
out.
stole my umbrella
counting
today,
in
this
front of you.
morning. My
Really?
umbrella, it was open, dripping outside. I went into CVS, came out, and somebody had stolen my umbrella. And we know it was a storm today.
They needed it.
Yeah.
So
They sell them inside. Girl.
silly. Like they just steal so much here, and like, but in Japan, like they're so nice, they're so helpful. Like I got lost one time, I went traveling, and I didn't know where the hell I was, and I was like, I need to get here, and like they was like, oh, da 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 da. They didn't say it in English, obviously. They just was pointing me in the right direction, and I got home. So it's so sweet. I love Japan.
Again, trying to ask somebody for directions to LA, they're like, "Fuck you. What do you want?"
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Like, don't you? Is my name Google?
Use your phone.
Yep.
But it's so funny. I think most Americans should be required to go visit another country for at least a year. The most cultured and polite people I meet are people that have traveled or have lived somewhere else.
Agreed.
Rather than, kids don't even speak more than one language here anymore. I mean, it's like...
I hate that about me.
You,
Like,
you,
Do you not know any Japanese? You didn't learn any other?
listen, I know like 8 words, and that's all I needed.
Enough to get by.
That's all I needed.
Top, bottom.
Sumimasen, passivo, or
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Now, was it easy to hook up there? Because I heard like certain apps you can't use.
Listen, let me tell you, I didn't hook up with no Japanese people.
Mm.
It's like, I don't know, they might be scared of me or something. I don't know.
You probably snapped them in two.
Probably. But Americans, I hooked up with all of them. All of them. Every last one of them. You was available, I was fucking you. It's happening.
Now, do you have a certain type, or you just...
I don't really have a type.
People say that, and we all have our type.
You just be pretty.
Well, I feel like your
Kind.
type is red flags.
Love those.
Join the
I
club.
love the carnival. I love Mardi Gras.
You're like, oh, look at all these
Oh
colors.
my God, it's a party. Whose birthday is it? Like, love them. I love a red flag.
Would you call yourself a hopeless romantic?
I am, absolutely. I am such a lover. I believe in love. I know you don't. Teddy's.
So our relationship is I constantly am sending him memes trying to break his heart and become so dark and jaded and become like romantically hopeless instead of hopeless romantic.
It'd be 8 a.m. He said it'd be something that's so anti-relationship. I was like, we just woke up. Give it a rest. Stop it.
Now, are you a serial dater, or have you gone from relationships?
I date a lot of people. I date. They don't ever make it anywhere, though.
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm a Virgo. And
I'm a Virgo, too.
And I know what I want.
Oh. You find that maybe people out there, like, nobody has those qualities?
It's not that. It's just that, everything's going great with somebody and they, like, do something that fucks it up. And, like, then now that's imprinted on me. Like, that's forever. Like, there's no bouncing back, baby. You show me you're inconsistent, you're done.
Oh.
And now I got to move on. So
you really don't have much patience.
I don't. And especially, but I think it's because I'm so independent and like I have everything I want. I can buy everything I want. I can go wherever I want. I got my own house. I have property. I got my apartment here. I got my dog. I got everything I need. I'm so self-sufficient. Like I don't need anybody else. Having another person in my life is just a plus.
See, this is what I'm constantly trying to tell you is that like I'm like you don't need to be sad because I'm like you're actually already happy.
But I can't fuck myself, so.
But that's why we have OnlyFans.
The new video.
That be work. I be telling people that is work. That's work to me. That is not fun. I don't want no camera on me when I'm fucking.
I don't know. I'm vain. I like.
Oh my God, I do not want to see myself.
Now, how is sex on your own different than the sex that you have on camera?
It's on camera. It's acting. That is acting. Well, sometimes it's not.
It turns into Shakespeare.
Sometimes it's not acting. But most of the time, I'm not. I'm just doing this to get my content. Like
Well, are you talking about OnlyFans or studio scene?
both.
Because OnlyFans is much more. You get at least still be more in the moment.
Yeah.
Studio, you literally physically can't because it is like like a regular film where you are. Stop, set, camera change, multiple people on set.
Right, that's true. But OnlyFans is just like, okay, we have a couple of messages. Hey, we're gonna meet up at this time. We're gonna film OnlyFans content together, and then I'm gonna leave. Like, and we never talk again. Except to.
So you should start doing what like I usually do is after, especially if like we're friends or like we feel like a connection. I'll always usually take them to dinner after.
Teddy, take me to dinner,
I will gladly take you to dinner.
please, God.
But you have to bring Callie.
I'm gonna bring
afterwards.
the damn dog. Shit. It's the only thing you want here.
He's just trying to get you to talk.
He's trying to get to my dog, trying to take her from me.
I really just want to be one of those people that can be like dog owner, but with no responsibility. I want to be able to be like, I'll have a cute picture, get a good video,
I don't have to walk the dog. I don't have to poop the dog. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want it to take the dog to the vet. Nope.
Well, I mean, I take her on walks, but I have like I'm so bougie. I have like a plot of grass that I have sent to my house.
That is lazy.
You have sent
That
to your
is just
house?
lazy.
It comes sent to my house in a box, and it's like a bit square of grass, and she knows like, hey, this is grass. I should be shitting and pissing on this, and she does it. She does.
That's
And
pretty
you
good.
get- and
I
it's
know,
like,
I
it's
know.
like a monthly thing?
It's a monthly subscription, $30.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't even know they
Clutch.
existed.
Somebody.
Yeah, but then you have that in your house. Like, you want your house to smell like shit?
My house smells like for easy, breezy, beautiful bad bitches. Like my house smells so good. Like
Even with, like, patches of grass?
I take the shit out, obviously.
Just let it
I
sit
flush
there
the
in summer.
I flush
I'd
it
have to
down the
move.
toilet.
I'd be like, I'm moving.
Come to my house, baby. You'll see. This lady came into my house. She actually sits my dog. She has a key to my house. She's like, every time I come in here, it smells so good. I was like, girl, I got a dog. You think somebody gonna walk into my house saying, oh, your house smells like a dog? No, that's not happening. Not with me. Never.
Now, what have you learned about the industry that would be shocking for people out of the industry to know? Like, what have you learned real fast that you didn't even think about before?
About the industry, like the sex industry. Well, for studio, I did not know that fucking filming a scene was like 8 hours long. Like, I was like, I'm putting 8 hours of work into you jacking off for maybe a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute.
And the worst thing too is like when you film B-roll, you're like, nobody's even
They're not gonna
look
watch
at it.
this. They're not even gonna see this. They're gonna fast forward past this fucking shit that I just
Spend all night memorizing.
I
setting-
like watching this story. I really do. Like,
Oh,
it gets me into it.
I did some B-roll. I was in New York City, and they had my ass in. I love you, Mark, but he had my ass in Times Square in a one-piece bathing suit.
Shut up.
Yes, and it's freezing cold out there. It was so cold, but I went out there and turned it for that footage. Like, but
What was the plot? Like a lifeguard lost in
Yeah.
New York?
I don't know if I can talk about it. But we're trying to like be more inclusive to like masculine men being like very feminine as well. So it's like it's a lot of lingerie, a lot of like one-piece bathing suits, like very like feminine stuff. But like we're still men, but it's okay to like wear that shit sometimes.
I mean, I like to hear that studios are doing that because studios tend to not really change as much. So to hear that is really good news.
I feel like Naked Sword is very inclusive when it comes to porn. Like they do a lot of stuff that a lot of other porn companies aren't doing. Like they touch a lot of spots, a lot of places.
I mean, that's what I think studios need to do to stay relevant. Like the studios that want to be like, you have to be this exact same type of guy in every single one, like they're disappearing.
Right.
It's the ones that are embracing like, here's a masculine guy who's being feminine, here's this and that. Those are the ones that like viewers want to see because those are the viewers that now are watching porn.
Right. And diversity as well, because like, I mean, 10, 15 years ago, it was only one thing on there. And now it's like being more open up to like different demographics, like Asian, Black, everything's like being included now. So, which is very appreciative. So,
What's your point of view of awards? Talking about awards, I know some awards will have, best Asian film or best Asian studio or best Black performer. They'll have separate categories because the thought is because it hasn't been part of mainstream, they still want people of color to have their highlight and have their spotlight. But then some awards are saying, no, that's racist to even have that. It should be all inclusive. But we know, even though we've gone far, there's still a long way to go. And we know it still is very white, masculine associated, even in terms of, Falcon. I love Falcon, but we look at their exclusives and, you're checking off one of those boxes.
Wicked, yeah.
So do you think that we should still have categories like that?
I don't think there should be categories like that. I think it should just be all inclusive. Like, nominate the girls. Like, you don't if they're there for the nomination, like you're there. We're doing it. Like, you don't have to give me an award because I'm a Black guy doing porn. Like, Black people been doing porn. Girl,
It's not something new.
it's not new.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I do not think we need a category for Asian or a category for Black. No, just nominate the girls. The girls are out there they're performing, they're putting in the work. Nominate them.
The girls.
The girls.
I love it. Like,
I think you've confused half of
Yeah.
our audience. They're like,
They're
do I?
like,
The girls are the gays. The gays. I call them all girls. We're
people
all
are-
women.
People are watching me like, wait, is he a straight performer?
No,
Yeah.
We are women. I call all the gay people women. Like I be at work calling straight people women. I be like, girl, what you doing? Like,
So I filmed a scene of a straight guy recently, and like I caught myself like as we're doing it, I'm standing up camera. I'm like, girl, can you grab that? I'm like, girl, we're not doing that. And his face the whole time, just so confused. He's like, I'm not a girl.
I know you're not.
I know you're not a girl. Girl.
Is it weird filming with a straight guy? Like, is there a weird energy before and even after? Like,
I mean, as of right now, I'm taking a little break from filming with straight guys, because the last one I filmed with, midway through, decided to bring up. He's like, by the way, no homo.
what?
Right after he sucked my dick, and I literally I was just like, you don't need to say no homo. Like, I get that you're
get
straight.
it.
Like you.
Did
you
you think he was being hot?
It wasn't trying to be hot. It's like
Oh
it's
my
this
God.
like.
That is so gay to me.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
okay.
Like,
And if you're so like scared of it, then maybe you shouldn't have a dick in your mouth.
right, you might want to rethink
Yeah.
things because this might not be the industry for you, sweetie. We might want to just have sex with women, so you don't have to say that.
And after that moment, like it didn't in the moment I didn't really realize how like homophobic and like wrong it was until like after like time went by. I was like, oh wait, that was really shitty.
Yeah.
That was really fucking shitty. And I need a break from straight men right now. I think the whole world needs a break from straight men.
Not me, not yet. Let me do mine first.
Okay,
let me do
your
mine
straight
first.
experience.
I need my experience.
Now, are you like on the apps at all?
That is
Oh,
the
like-
oldest person sounding thing ever. Are you on the app?
Am
Are
I
you on the
Grinder?
apps? Yeah.
Grinder. Listen, Grinder done switched it up. They let you put your ass and everything on there now.
Yep.
What?
You can now do bulges and S.
On Scruff you can't even do underwear.
Baby, Grinder, they is naked. The girls are letting you know this is what I got.
The girls are like, here's my dick, girl.
They posting everything but dicks. Thank God.
And I appreciate that because you don't go to Grinder, and some people are like, "Oh, I'm looking for a relationship." That's bullshit. You know what you're going to Grinder for. It's like a menu when you go to the restaurant.
It
I want
is.
this, and I don't want onions, and I want blah 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 blah, and you eat it, and then you're done.
I'm
like
so
that's
lazy.
what Grinder's about.
I'm so lazy. I be on there looking at that menu and I'm like, dang, I want this, and then I'm too lazy to order it.
I mean, I don't even use the apps for hooking up. I use it as something to pass the time when I'm on the toilet.
Same. I be in there
That's
just
all it
talking,
is.
talking.
Just scrolling, being like, that's a pretty guy. That's a pretty guy. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I was wondering whether, because now that you're an exclusive, and everybody's really getting to know all parts of you, if that kind of had to go away because now people are recognizing you.
Oh no, I still talk to people on Grindr. Do I hook up with them? Not likely.
You're one of those teases.
Not likely. I mean, I get on there, I talk, and people talk to me, and like, "Oh, I'm your fan," blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, please don't say that. But but I be like, I just talk. Even before porn, like I always just would get on and just talk to people. Like I just like talking.
I mean, I always tell people that Grindr and Scruff are the new AIM chat room.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really a hookup app anymore. It's just how gay men like to be like, hey, you're another gay person. You're another gay person.
Hey, we're
Right.
gay.
You're gay. We're gay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, some people are
Not what you use it for?
Some people are there fucking.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I've been traveling a lot, like I said, and it's been great for like, it comes to fruition, and it's like I take care of that, and then I can finish the rest of my trip. But it's been very instrumental. It's not like, you're traveling all day that you're going to go to the hotel bar or like the gay bar and spend all night and then meet somebody and then they're going to get drunk and you never know what's going to happen. You're going to go back and blah, blah, blah.
Well, I rarely hook up on an app, and like I had a friend recently who was like, "Oh, you need to do it. Like, you need to try and like hook up an app outside of filming." And I was like, "You know what? I'm in Vegas. I'm gonna do it."
Especially Vegas.
Not Vegas.
So,
Not
Guys
Vegas.
are so hot in Vegas, and then you have then you have the go-go boys in Vegas that are just waiting for new meat to come in town.
Okay, I'm gonna let you know what happened though.
Okay, I got to know.
So I invite him over. First thing when I open the door, he says, "I'm a really big fan of yours."
Oh my god.
That's stupid. That's his fault, though.
So-
That's stupid.
So then already in my head, I'm like, crap. Because the thing is, like, in that moment, I even told him, I was like, I want to have just jerk off together, like maybe blow. I wanted something really slow, sensual. I don't want to do rough, grisly fucking. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not working right now.
Right.
I want to have relaxing sex. And I said that. Right away, we start kissing, and he is like, oh, like
Aggressive.
eating my mouth, and I literally had to push him back, slow down. He got more aggressive, and then he's like, "Oh, you're shaking. Are you scared?" In my head, I'm like, "I am scared. I don't know what's happening. Like you were just
too much
going so
hate that.
fast." And it literally was one of those moments that I ended up doing polite hookup, where I should have just.
You never have to finish if
Say
you don't
no.
know.
No, I
Say
literally
no.
I was still really horny, so I literally just rush cum, and I was just like, "All right, I'm gonna let the load go," and I was like, "Oh, I came. All right,
All right, you
Bye.
can leave now. You can leave now.
The other guy always knows. Like when you're not into it, like the other guy always knows.
But I think in his head, he was trying to change it into that I was nervous, which I'm like, I'm not nervous,
baby.
honey.
Like I'm teddy bear.
I've done
know.
this before.
I'm not nervous.
I'm
baby.
just mad that you did not read my specific message saying like, let's just chill.
Chill means sex.
But like I meant like
Netflix and
I meant chill.
Netflix and chill.
Chilly.
Chill.
Chili's.
Chill is sex. Chill is sex.
I still wanted sex. I didn't want it to be on like NASCAR's highway. I wanted it on like a nice like
Chill.
school road.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to have sex with you. They wanted to have sex with your persona.
Teddy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I was like, I'm here relaxing tonight. Like I don't want to be like flipping you over the table, bending you over. Like I just want to lay on the bed next to
You
each
don't?
other, just chill and.
Sounds good to me.
Now, do you feel that people when you go on a date that they want to date your persona rather than you because they don't know who you are?
Or is your persona who you are?
Oh.
Listen, I am complete opposite of this porn guy. Like I'm not like this. People. First of all, everyone thinks because you do porn or OnlyFans content creator, you're addicted to sex. Like this is your life.
Always
Yeah.
think that.
I'm like
So they think you're horny 24/7.
24/7.
That you give a boner every single second of your
it's
life.
so fucking annoying because it's like I don't want to see your dick. I don't want to see your ass.
I want to go to the movies.
Exactly. I want to
Yeah.
go on a date. I want to
Yeah.
go on a proper date. Like, but you don't get most of the time. You don't get that. Everyone's like sex, and I don't really too much care for it, anyways. And you said what's different, like me doing porn, like and like hooking up with somebody on Grindr. I don't even want to do it because half the time you might be going to see a doctor later on to get a shot in the ass because they done gave you something because they out here fucking everybody willy nilly
And they don't get tested.
and they don't get tested.
And it's your job.
And my job, like
It's affected.
people who do porn and OnlyFans, like we are constantly getting tested. Like that is like something that's I would trust having sex with somebody doing porn, like me that I know is doing porn over somebody like a random hookup. Like I would never like.
So I have always said this with many of our guests before. Like the only time I've ever gotten something is from when I decide to hook up with somebody who's not a porn star. Because when it's a porn star, I'm like, more often than not, if they ever get something, they're tested so quickly that they already know, or they also know their body enough. That they know, like, I just should not be doing something. But somebody who doesn't do porn is so ashamed of sex that even if they're feeling symptoms, they're like, I'm not going to go to a doctor. I'm going to still keep having sex and pretend that I don't have sex.
That's exactly right.
Meanwhile, porn stars is like, oh shit, I think I have something.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
And
gonna
I'm
go to the
like,
doctor.
I'm open and honest about it. Like, I thought one time that I had got something, and I like went to like somebody who I knew I was having sex with. I was like, hey, this is what's going on with me. You should go get tested. Blah blah blah. I actually gave them medicine because like I had it. So.
That's sweet.
And then turned out you didn't even have something.
Didn't even have
Yeah.
anything. But I was there to give. I was like, hey, we got to talk about this, and you know, people admire that actually. So if you have something, speak on it. Like, let them know.
If you see something, say.
If you see something, say something.
I don't think that's what that program was about, but
But if you see something,
say something.
say something. Like let your partners know. If you had a lot of partners, then I don't know what to say, but you should speak on it always.
Have you ever tried to count how many partners you've had in your life?
Yes,
So you've tried to count it.
I've tried. The key word here is tried. I've had so many.
Now, were you having more sex in Japan, Florida, or now
Florida,
Los Angeles?
Florida.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100% Florida.
It's just that hot, horny weather.
Man,
It's something. I just came back from there. I'm like, let it heal. Let it rest.
don't. I love Florida. Like as like when I'm done with LA, that's where I'm moving. I'm working on buying a house there next year. So
In Miami or
in Miami.
Yeah.
I already have a house in North Florida, but I want one in Miami.
I love Miami. My fur will poof and instantly gets curly.
You need a fro.
The second
Have a fro.
No, I've told you about it. I like straightening my chest hair.
Well, you got to adapt and overcome, baby.
Become a fluffy bear up there.
Listen, a sexy fluffy bear.
I'm not gonna shave it for Miami.
Don't shave it. I love your hair. I love it.
I'm just gonna be sweating in Miami.
Okay, you're gonna sweat, baby, but
Everybody is.
literally,
You're not gonna be alone.
literally everyone.
I'll be in the corner with my bow tie and jacket.
Shut the fuck up.
Sweating.
Enjoying the
more.
sun. All right, we have to answer some of our listener questions. I will go first. Edward from email asked, and this is for all of us to answer. I had sex with my roommate over 4 years ago a few times. Now, whenever he gets drunk, he gets jealous of my current boys. Last time he got drunk, he threatened to evict me for no reason. I don't have money to move right now. What should I do?
What? The toxic?
I mean, first off, you can't evict him, so you need to just know that you can't get evicted. You're fine, boo. That's just not going to happen. Unless he's the landlord, but even then...
It sounds like he's like the leaseholder that he has
right.
that power.
Yeah, but if you've been living there for 4 years, if this is in California, if you've been there for 2 weeks, you legally can stay. You know that.
No, I thought California, a landlord doesn't need a reason to get rid of their tenant.
But if he's been living in that like apartment, like
I thought it was a month.
It's 30 days, yeah. Okay. But if you've been living there 30 days in California, you're considered, even if you're not on the lease, you're like a resident in there.
Yeah.
So
you're receiving mail there.
Yeah, you'd have to have the same eviction process as like somebody on the lease. So he can't evict him. So just let him know right away that can't happen.
Also, don't have sex with somebody who can even threaten you with some shit like that. Like, don't shit where you eat. Like,
I mean, we've all had our nights.
Don't come on your dinner plate. Yeah.
Unless you're into that. But I know I know situations, you know how we have friends that certain things come out just when they're drunk? And so I think more of the question is, like, how much do you hold them accountable for it? Or do you say, hey, the friendship's over just because you get drunk and you say this?
Yeah.
Like,
you might want to just pull him to the side and, like, have a, sober conversation with him, too.
Yeah. Like, the conversation may be, I think you have a drinking problem.
or maybe not hang out when he's drinking.
Listen.
Do you drink?
Not really.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't think
like
you did.
if I do at most, it'll be like 1 glass of tequila. That's it. What?
You like to go to Puerto Vallarta?
I've never been actually.
Oh wow, tequila country, baby.
And apparently they have a very big bear party there.
In Puerto Vallarta?
Yeah,
maybe.
It's called like Bear Jamboree or something. I don't know.
In Puerto Vallarta, they have a jamboree
of bears. Yes.
Jamboree.
Maybe not
Something
called that.
Not fit. Yeah.
It's the word.
Yeah.
That word. It's not that word, baby.
It's called the bear enchilada.
It's not called that.
The bear burrito.
Yeah, the bear fiesta. See, that I could get with. But a bear jamboree in Mexico? Yeehaw.
Welcome to the Bear Junction.
Yeah.
Okay, clearly, I'm not going to host this event there.
All right, Teddy, take the next question since we solved that problem.
Okay. Latino Love from email asked, my boyfriend keeps calling me wetback during sex. He thinks it's hot. I hate it. I also hate when he calls me Poppy, but he thinks it's cute.
That's happy.
He keeps saying he will stop, but it always comes out when we are having sex. Advice.
Okay, wetback, baby.
It's way different than Poppy.
Yeah, that is like such an insult. Like, what?
Yeah, but we've been with guys in bed. They're like, "Call me slut, call me dirty whore," or something
That's
like that.
not slut.
That's way past slut.
That's way past slut. That's
like
Trump. I feel like it's some white guy that doesn't
very
know.
Trump MAGA, like.
It's very MAGA, I'm low-key racist.
Maybe it's from Donald Jr. We don't know. But I've dated guys who want to call me Poppy all the time, and they think it's cute. And just like I hate it so much. Not because it's like I'm not proud of my culture, but it's just not something that I associate myself with.
Okay.
There's a lot to this.
There is.
I mean, the fact that it keeps coming out and he can't control it. I mean,
maybe there's some like latent something there.
Maybe some underlying issue going on up here.
Is that like we dump this guy or we have to go to therapy?
I mean,
he needs to go to therapy because he has a problem. He's calling him wetback. What the fuck?
Is there a way to like get back at him during sex and like call him like cracker or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's really the healthy situation.
Listen,
Oh my god.
That sounds like you. This is your advice. You absolutely would give out that advice.
Like,
do not call that man a cracker.
Oh
like,
yeah,
Jesus.
cracker. Miss Cracker.
Well, that's a drag queen. He's like, she'd show up. He's like, somebody asked me for an appearance.
I feel like Poppy is not the same as Daddy. But even Daddy can be weird where, like, if you just say, like, don't call me that, you should just respect it.
Right.
But during sex, I mean, I've said I love you during sex where I don't mean it. But you're just,
Really?
it's happened a few times.
Me too. I do
just
because
you're so turned on and you're just like,
Yeah.
at the moment you feel like, yeah, this could work. And then you're done.
Sex love.
Yeah.
Sex love. It happens.
Yeah.
Sex love is a thing.
So I've said I love you and I don't mean it.
But that's not a derogatory
Wait, that's actually
term.
you said I love you and I don't mean it, or you said I love you and didn't mean it.
No, I didn't mean it at all.
He never.
Okay.
Of course, the sex
No.
was just so fucking good.
So good.
I love that kind of sex.
Yeah.
That's
And then
the
they
best
disgust you
sex.
10 minutes later, like, your Uber's here. At the Bear Jamboree in Puerto Vallarta. So break up with him or like...
You should totally break up with him.
I
This,
give my advice.
this guy is like low key racist. Like, he
Yeah,
has
but
a-
maybe you could help him through this racism.
Not
Girl.
sexually.
So you just leave the situation?
You
Why
don't
don't you,
need to
like,
do-
address it?
You don't need to do a therapy session mid-coitus
Right.
about why he needs to call you a wet pack as you're having sex.
Right.
Well, no, but maybe say, hey, if we're going to continue this relationship, we need to go get therapy
Yeah.
together.
Or
Or you need to
No,
get therapy.
on your own. It's not. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's not his
we.
issue.
It's not a we.
That's a you. I'm not for like. Here's the thing of couples therapy that I have an issue with. Most of the time, it's one person's having issues, and they're trying to make it as if it's the other person's problem. This is not a couple's issue. This is this
Well,
guy's
wait
issue.
a minute. It says my boyfriend keeps calling me that during sex, so it means that he's letting it happen over and over again.
Yeah, he needs
so he's
to fucking.
responsible too.
Yeah, he needs to like shut that shit down.
Yeah,
Like,
so he needs therapy on why he continues to have sex with somebody.
But I
else.
don't.
Right.
But I don't think they need couples therapy. I think they need therapy on their own because if they do, he's going to probably realize, oh wow, I deserve better. I should never even date somebody that like that.
absolutely.
I'll find somebody better. I hope he.
There's always somebody better.
Always, girl,
always.
leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave him.
Unless you're a J-Lo, apparently, then there's nobody better, and you're back to Ben Affleck.
Oh.
Don't get me started.
Is she really?
You haven't seen
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
I
They're
do not keep up
they're
with
not just
celebrities.
Oh, yeah,
back
you-
together;
you
they are
don't-
back together.
You don't follow any pop
I'm
culture.
like-
I
I'm like
mentioned Fifth
anti-
Harmony to him once, and he was like, "I don't know who that is."
That's
don't know
fine. You
nothing
don't need
about
to listen
them.
to music past 2019. You don't need to listen to music.
I don't make it past like 2015, 14.
It was so much easier when they had that stupid CD at the end of the year that is like, this is what I call the hits.
Oh,
and
now
then
that's
you
what
like
it
know
is.
what the kids are listening
Now
to.
that's what I call music.
Yeah,
There was
that's
so much
right.
music coming out. I quit.
That's
Blackpink,
true.
can't tell you anything about them.
I love Blackpink.
There was somebody who just recently performed at the Staples Center. Like that was big. I don't know what.
Oh, it's BTS.
was it BTS?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know anything about them.
I don't know what that even. I mean,
Exactly.
BTS is the male K-pop group that's
Oh,
like.
see.
Oh, I saw it on
You know-
everybody's Instagram, and I was like, I felt like I was watching kid porn when I was watching them perform. I was like, nope,
That
No.
kid for it.
Anyway,
Wow. Leave him, girl. Leave him. He does not love you.
There's better fish in the sea.
and he's probably watching BTS.
Who knows what he's watching?
Probably some fucking racist shit where they're
Yeah.
like fucking keeping people hostage.
All right. On that note, can you imagine? It's already the end of the episode.
That's how we're ending the episode. Okay. So if any of you guys have a question about what's clearly wrong with your lives,
We did such a great job.
giving you advice, send your questions and email us at bearwithusgurrrl@gmail.com. That's 3 R's in Gurrrl.
Girl.
Those were hard questions. So
I love that they're specific, though, because people think that we can actually answer their situation.
I mean, I want to have somebody who actually listens to our advice come back and see if we have a follow-up.
Yeah.
send
Send
a
us your
follow-up.
follow-up. Yeah, because this
It's
is
probably not-
these are follow-up.
follow-ups are
It'll,
nice.
it'll be just like the hate messages. They're probably just as good and happy.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, Rain, tell our audience where you want them to find you and follow you, what your Grindr profile name is.
My Grindr profile name is Rain, actually.
Is it? See, people probably don't believe it's actually you. Like, Cade Maddox is on Grindr because he's looking for people to film with or whatever, and he tells me people never believe it's him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just link everything, like my Instagram and Twitter. I'm like, girl, go message me there for the confirmation, and then we can come back here.
Wow.
But my Instagram is Who's Russian, WHOSRUSHIN, Who's Russian, and my Twitter is Rain__forever. So that's where you can find me at.
I will find you.
On,
I'm gonna go to every city. I'm looking at you for Grindr. Where is he?
on Twitter, I'm fucking the girls. Laying it down.
Which means guys. I was confused
God
for the
damn
first
it.
10 minutes. I was like,
still.
what?
All right.
Twitter's X-rated.
All right. So the girls can find me at Mr. Teddy Bear Gurrrl. And on Twitter, it's the XXX Teddy Bear.
And the men can find me on Instagram at Alexander is on air.
I'm gonna have to. I don't think I have you on Twitter. Do I have you on Twitter?
Do I have you on Twitter?
I don't know.
Oh, you guys need to follow each other. There's a lot of good stuff. Trust me, my hands are tired from all the research.
Oh my god. Wait, what kind of research you saw?
Hey, I do a lot of extensive research.
Looking up the girls.
Looking up the girl.
I'm so confused right now. Anyway, show us some love. We're growing this podcast. Please comment, rate, subscribe. All of our links are at bearwithusgurrrl.com. And again, that's 3 R's. Gurrrl. And that's our show. Everybody give away.
See you next week.
Send us more questions.
That has been another episode of
ASMR.
Bear With Us, Girl, presented by Bear World Magazine and Cybersocket.com.
Please take a moment to like, subscribe, comment, rate, all the love and support you can give, guys.
Questions, comments, and suggestions? Email us at bearwithusgirl, 3 R's, @gmail.com.
Until next time, embrace the fur.
Grrrl.